Hey, what's up? Happy Tuesday, everybody. I've got some great news. I've got some exciting news. I am going to break down the Facebook algorithm for you. Okay? You see it right below me, how the algorithm works. Today, I am going to help you better understand how the Facebook algorithm works, what's been changing, why you haven't been making the impact that you might have made in the past, and more importantly, some real tips about how you can increase your growth. And why should you listen to me, right? Why? Well, so I've been able to get some amazing results using Facebook Live. It's fun, it's real, it's raw, and over the course of 60 days, I've been able to get engagement up into the 5.6K range, 19.4K video views, 15.7K minutes views. I've been able to get some amazing results. And you know what? I don't want to keep all of this to myself. So today I'm going to go over some really amazing tips and tricks that I use in my industry to help people get the impact that they really need. Christina, what's up? Thanks for hopping on today. I'm going to throw your comments right up here. So if you comment today live, you will be thrown up on the screen. But yes, I am your personal video trainer. I am somebody that helps you figure out how to get seen more on social media, how to make sure that your brand is being as impactful as it can. And I get it. This is a scary world. It's confusing. It's changing every day. You need somebody to stay on top of it with you. I happen to be that guy that's going to help you stay on top of it. I love this. This is my job. This is my career. And what I love most is when people start to really build their impact and start to communicate to the people they want to communicate with, and then they start making some money and life is good. Okay? So today I have a really cool article that was put out by Hootsuite that I want to go through step by step to start to break down not only how the algorithm works, but how your comments, likes, shares, how that actually they measure the success of what they're going to push into an organic reach a little further, all the way down to some really big growth tips that I don't want you to miss that you can implement as soon as tomorrow to start building your brand. But if you're watching live, make sure you say hello. I want to know you're here. I will pop your name right up here if you say hi to me now. If you're watching this in the replay, hello to you as well. I'd love to answer any of your questions. So let's hop into this content today. So how the Facebook algorithm works and how to make it work for you. This is a Hootsuite article that I just love. It is packed full of content. We're going to go over all of this step by step right now with you. Okay, so first, what do we need to know? So I know this says 2018, but there hasn't been substantial changes since Zuckerberg made this decision, where he said in his announcement that Facebook algorithm will prioritize meaningful interactions. What the heck is that? I'm going to tell you in a minute. From friends and family over content from brands. It has become trickier than ever to ensure your organic content gets the screen time it's deserved. If you're somebody that's like, look, my views are going into the crapper, I don't know what's happening, it's not really you. It's the forever changing Facebook algorithm. But there's good news. There's ways to hack that, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to start making some engaging video content that's going to help people really start to learn more about you and add value to them. Exactly why I'm doing this today. So we are going to go into how the algorithm works. So there's certain changes that were made. Zuckerberg got tired of businesses posting lazily, businesses that were posting like 3 times a week. You know that old formula that it used to be, like post 3 times a week, 2 personal, 1 professional, that whole thing that we used to say to do. Yeah, they don't love that anymore. They think that's lazy. They think you're not putting any effort into building your audience or adding value to your brand. So they're looking now for meaningful interactions. That's comment like Christina just did. I saw 2 hearts come by. The hearts, we're going to talk about why hearts are important, why hearts are better than likes. But what Zuckerberg has said is you're going to see less public posts from businesses, brands, and media, and the public content you will see will be held to the same standard. It should encourage meaningful interaction between people. Are you starting to catch on to the theme here? Facebook wants people interacting, and the only way to really get somebody to interact is to add value. Now, I'm going to ask you, a challenging question, especially if you're somebody that's thinking, I want to build my brand. I want to get those results I see you see, Danny. Well, are you making it about other people or are you making it about you? Because you clearly should be making it about other people. I get it. You got things to sell, you got stuff to do, but ultimately at the end of the day, you got to solve a problem for the person on the other side of that camera, okay? So let's go down into this. What are meaningful interactions? What is a meaningful interaction between people? Well, Facebook no longer cares about how much time people actually spend on social media. They care that the time that they spend there is actually valuable. So when they talk about meaningful interactions, they're really talking about people getting to know people. Like, I want to know who you are and where you're watching from right now. If we've never met, let's say that. If we've never met and you're still watching to this point and we've never had a conversation, I would love for you to say hello. Just say hi. That's a meaningful interaction. You might have seen a post that didn't encourage any interaction at all, and you just stopped scrolling, and Facebook knows that the more that you just tirelessly scroll, the less likely that you're enjoying your time on Facebook. So they want people to start really putting some effort into getting meaningful interactions. This is a big deal as most social networks, including Facebook, have traditionally competed for increasing lengths of time spent. The longer users spend on the network, the better, and that was the signal of the network in question's popularity, which is not true anymore because when it comes down to Facebook, Ohio, Christina, love it. When it comes down to Facebook, they're still the largest with 2.34 billion monthly users. 2.34 billion people still log in every month to Facebook. 1.34 billion people still log in every day. The closest second from a monthly perspective is Instagram at exactly 1 billion monthly users. So Facebook is still winning. They're still the top-notch competitor out there. Okay, so I love to talk about this. How does everything rank? Okay, so if I get a comment, is that good? If I get a share, is that good? If I get a like, is that good? Or is a heart better than a like? If somebody clicks share, send in Messenger, is that even better? Like, how do you know what you want people to do? Well, the way they break it down is number one is comments. Comments are great. Anytime we can get a comment over yonder, down below, whatever, comments are good. It means people are watching, they're enjoying the content, they're engaged in the content, so they're asking questions. They don't know what you mean. They're really trying to figure it out for themselves, and they're looking to you as the expert to help them get over those roadblocks or those questions that they don't have quite answered. So comments are key. We want to see people commenting. If you're putting out tons of stuff and you're getting no comments, then you're not falling into that meaningful interaction area, and therefore your organic reach is going to be limited. Because here's a hot tip. When Facebook limits your organic reach, they don't tell you. They don't say, hey, you know what? You haven't been putting out that many great posts that people have been commenting on. We're just going to limit your organic reach. No, they just do it. You'll just notice that you'll start reaching less people. You'll start getting less likes. Your stuff will start showing up less on people's things. And we're going to talk about engagement bait in a second because that's a big one that we need to steer clear of because Facebook is looking at that more closely than they ever have. Pahuda, yo! Thanks for hopping on, man. Thanks for saying hello. So reactions. Let's talk about reactions. Reactions are the likes, but the hearts, the laughs, the cries, all those things crazily trump just the like. Facebook knows that it's really easy for you to browse their platform and click a like button. Sure, I liked it. But to hold it down and put a heart, or hold it down and put a laughing face or a crying face means you're connecting with somebody. So I'm going to encourage you now, hold it down and hit the heart. And these are things that Facebook are looking for, and their algorithm is always sort of checking this stuff out. Comment replies. This is something I teach all the time to my live students that I work with. If somebody says, Christina says hello, and what I need to do after this live is I need to go back and say, hey, what's up, Christina? How have you been? And I generally am interested, but if I just say, hey, that's not going to engage you to comment back to me. That's just the end of that conversation altogether. So for instance, with Christina's hello on here, I'm going to go back in, and you already know this is going to happen, so you better reply back. But I'm going to say, hey, Christina, how have you been? And likely you're going to comment something back, and that's one of these comment replies that they start to look at. That's how you take videos from the getting 40 views to videos getting 400 views. And it may seem crazy that these little tweaks actually can do that, but I promise you they actually can. This is the big one, okay? Sharing links over Messenger to a group of friends. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That means that you're sharing links in Messenger. So you're clicking share, and then you're sending it to somebody. Like I send it to Tim Puda in a Messenger, and I say, hey, check this out. Watch this. That was an added extra effort for me to do that. So right now, again, teach what you preach. I'm going to say if you're finding this content valuable and you know friends that might love to hear all this stuff and get an actual breakdown from this article, then click that share button, send in Messenger, and send this to a friend. Because here's one of your free tips. People like to be told what to do. Not in a mean way, but if I don't say click the share button and send in Messenger with a friend that you think would love to hear this, you might not do it. But if I do, you're going to be able to do it, and you might do it, and it might work. So number 5, let's talk about engagement on shares. That means that total strangers are engaging on your stuff. People that don't know you personally, people that aren't your friends, are actually engaging in that content, which tells Facebook that that is actually really good content. You did a good job. You did a good job at educating people. You did a good job at solving problems. You did a good job at building community. You actually did a good job doing what you were supposed to do. All right, so we are going to jump over the ranking and signals. And again, I'll post this article so you can find it. But here's where I want to spend some time. 8 tips to increase organic reach on Facebook. There's some really important stuff here that I really want you to pay attention to and listen to, because you're going to learn a lot, and it's going to help you and your brand. Number 1, no surprise, coming from Danny Colella, the Facebook Live marketing video coach, expert, and consultant. Focus on video, but especially live video. And they say even in Hootsuite, as far as we can tell, videos are still favored under the new algorithm. But live videos will be even more important. In this important announcement, Zuckerberg wrote, live videos often lead to discussion among viewers on Facebook. In fact, live videos on average get 6 times as many interactions as regular videos. So if I would have produced this video and put it out there, I wouldn't be getting all these comments. People would just watch it, they'd check it out, and then they'd leave. The beauty about live is you know it's me right here, right now. Even if you're watching the replay, you know it's me. And if you comment, you know it's me that's likely going to reply, which is a good time for us to stop and say, if there's any questions about any of the content or anything I put up above, or if you have questions about why you're not getting the reach, post it below. Somebody also has that same problem. And the problem with me is sometimes I know too much. I know too much, so I don't know what you're necessarily going through unless you act. But focus on live video. This is why I have a job. This is why I do what I do, because live video is just a more engaging way to start building your brand. Now, don't get caught up on views. Views are really not that important. You'll hear that from me. Views are not that important. It's that you're consistently putting out content. Whether you watch this or you scroll right past it and stop for a second, you know that Danny Colella, the live video expert, is working. And when it's time for you to decide that, hey, you know what, I've been spinning wheels long enough, I need to master this, and I'm going to go to the master, you're going to reach out to me, we're going to work together, and you're going to flourish. Or if you have a friend that's interested, you're going to say, hey, I have this friend, Danny Colella, he does great work, he can probably help you out. So let's keep moving past this. Number 2, you saw me talk about this. Avoid engagement bait. Now, even I sometimes like to have fun and do something fun, but ultimately, Facebook has a complex algorithm. A complex algorithm that really recognizes when you're just trying to get somebody to look at your thing or buy your thing or comment on your thing. Engagement bait was famous years ago. Facebook has since cut it off, but I'll help you understand something. Remember the post that used to say, every person that shares this post is going to be entered to win a trip to the Bahamas or a free cruise. And people would share like crazy or tag your friends in this. And if you tag your friends in this, they'll be entered to win. That's engagement bait. Facebook says it might be tempting to try to hack the new algorithm by asking your audience to comment on this post if you like ice cream or something similar, but don't be that brand. It's spammy and users don't like it. Now, one way that I do use clickbait in a way is I do let you know that I'm going to give you 3 or 4 tips. 3 or 4 tips is very helpful for people's minds. They're like, okay, I'm going to come in and get some tips and then I can get out, because we have to be very cautious of our people's time. Facebook says using engagement bait to goad, is that a word? I can't even read that. Goad people into commenting on posts is not a meaningful interaction and will continue to demote these posts in the newsfeed. They'll continue to demote those posts if that's what you're doing and that's all you're doing. Sure, it's cool to see people start to comment, but ultimately, at the end of the day, organically, Facebook is going to push your stuff down a little bit further. So let's pause at this point right now. If you are watching live or in the replay and you haven't interacted, you haven't said hi, then it's your job to comment below and let me know you stopped by. And again, let me know that you're finding value out of today's content. It's my job to put out valuable content for you, but without your questions or anything, it's tough for me to decide what it is you want to learn. So this is a great image you'll see in the article of what engagement bait is. And again, I'm going to post this article in the bottom. Okay, here's one I love too. Focus on community building through Facebook groups. Facebook groups is such a huge thing right now. If you've seen the commercials, Facebook is starting to prioritize groups. They're starting to show, I don't know if you've seen that commercial of the Basset Hound, the guy's walking up with the Basset Hound, and there's a whole bunch of other dogs that aren't Basset Hounds, and he goes to Facebook and he finds a group that's called like Only Bassets or Basset's Crazy, and he actually finds all these people that are Basset crazy, and he builds that group and he builds that community. Facebook knows that community happens in groups, and you need to actually start to build these groups for places that people can start to be a part of your community. I love your video. Thank you, Christina. You're awesome. How did you do comments on the screen? Comments on the screen is a program that I use called Ecamm Live for Mac. That's how I'm using this laptop, and I'm actually shooting right now on a DSLR, which helps me get this quality, this amazing quality that you see right now. So I'm using an app called Ecamm, E-C-A-M-M, Live, and it lets you do all this cool stuff that you're seeing me do right now. Green screens, how I'm down here. It's a really, really, really cool app. So because Facebook groups already operate on the basis of audience engagement, this marketing tactic will likely serve you well under the new algorithm. Under the what type of page posts create meaningful interaction in Facebook's official press release, Adam Morissi specifically mentioned Facebook groups. In groups, people often interact around public content. Local businesses connect with their communities by posting relevant updates and creating events. So groups are big. Groups are going to continue to be big. If you think Facebook is spending billions of dollars on advertisements for Facebook groups on TV, it is the next thing that they're going to really focus on. So if you haven't created a group for your brand or haven't created a group for whatever it is that you love, then go out there and create a group and start to find your people. Speaking of groups, I have a free Facebook Live group that you can join that teaches you how to do Facebook Live, adds resources, and if you get in it now, there is going to be a special program that I'm going to release in the group alone that's going to start January 1st, a special program that's going to be deeply discounted for the people that are just on the fence and want to finally start to make the new year their year to start to master video and increase their impact. All right, and then number 4, I'm going to pass this one pretty quick, but keep creating quality content that resonates with your audience. It needs to be about your audience. It needs to be about what they're interested in. If you're a Facebook Live marketing guy, you need to be putting out content that's about Facebook Live or video or inspires people to get out of their comfort zone to start doing live video. Christina, I know you do jewelry. Talk about things that people don't know about jewelry. Share news articles. Share things that are relevant to people in their own space, in your space, so that they find it valuable. And there's going to be a 5th one because I'm going to move past these, but invest in your ads, no brainer, but I'm not going to go through that. Connect with Facebook influencers. I'm going to touch on this for a second because it's important. I'm going to amend that and say connect with Facebook influencers and colleagues. So I work with a lot of business professionals. They happen to be in an industry or a field of interest to other people. And what I have found is the easiest way to start building your brand is starting to team up with people. Okay, starting to team up with people in your industry. You saw me do a Facebook Live maybe 2 weeks ago with Shannon Garrison-Nagy, who is a branding expert for CEO moms in network marketing. Now, we worked together. I talked about her and what she did, and because it was about her and she shared it, the video ultimately gets 1,000 views, and I benefit from those 1,000 views, and so does she at the same time. Everybody wins. I got saw by 1,000 people, and she got saw by 1,000 people. 1K views of people that actually watched that. So if you have a colleague in your industry or somebody that's a sideline person, team up. You know, as much as I love doing these one-on-ones because I'm crazy comfortable doing Facebook Live, I love the ones where I have somebody beside me talking. Being able to even talk this long and not get caught up or run out of things to say is a skill that I've been working on for 5 years to get to this point. If you're still a little nervous and you don't quite know how to get into live video, connect with influencers, people that are influential in your industry. I'm not saying you have to track down the person that's got 30,000 followers on a certain platform, but find somebody that's active in social media, somebody that loves social media, and team up with them and talk about a topic that you both can talk about and highlight that person if they're on your page. This has been one of the biggest secrets that I've used to actually start to build my brand. Now, I'm going to go through all because I don't think the rest of these are really that important. Shout out to the author. Good job, girlfriend. The last one that I'm going to tell you, which is by far, pay attention because this is my secret, y'all. The last one I want to share with you is sharing content into strategic groups. Okay? So I do this live video today on my personal page. What you're going to see is this is going to have, I don't know, anywhere from 28 to 35 shares. I have strategically aligned myself with Small Business Colorado, Small Business Ohio, Small Business multiple states, Small Business USA, network marketers, entrepreneurs, business owners, startups, all of these groups where I add this valuable content. This stuff that people might want to know, I'm going to share into these free groups. And guess what? They stay there because I'm adding value. I'm not just selling. What I'm actually doing is creating content that's valuable, that increases some engagement, and actually helps people start to learn something. Therefore, it stays in these Facebook groups and takes a video again that might get 80 to 100 views all the way into the 1,000 view mark. And these are all just digital touches to people that didn't know I existed before, but after creating this content, they know I exist now. Adam, what type of person are you looking to do one-on-one with? I am looking for people that really want to build their brand. I'm looking for people that necessarily aren't crazily afraid of cameras, that want to start going out there and talking to people and solving problems for them, showing up for them consistently. What I know is that when I create this content today, it might be just the spark somebody needs to go out there and start making changes in their life. And I'm looking for people that are interested in changing others' lives as well. So people that are influencers, people that want to make a difference, people that want to continuously solve a problem that a human being on the other side of this lens is solving. I'm also looking for businesses that want to talk more about what they do and add value. I've found extreme pleasure in working with mental health and substance abuse businesses, senior living businesses, people that are teaching others what it means to go through a stressful time in life. That's huge. I'm empowering people to solve people's problems through Facebook Live and possibly create a space where they reach out to decide that they want to work with that person or get to know that person. So what a great question, Adam, and I appreciate you for asking it. But that was the breakdown of today's article. Again, this article is going to be posted in the comments. There's about 5 or 6 amazingly well-written articles on the Facebook algorithm, live video, how to use it to build your brand. And I'm going to systematically break these down for you every freaking week so that you can start understanding. Now, how are you going to know the next time I go live? Well, you've got to follow me if we're not friends. We got to become friends, or you got to click the follow button, and you got to click to be notified the next time that I go live so that you don't miss something that might help you get over the hump to the next thing that you need to start building your brand. Because again, I'm not just somebody that talks. I'm somebody that has garnished some amazing results over 60 days. This is 60 days of performance that I've done, which has got, I mean, that minutes views number is huge. That means people have watched 5.7K minutes of the content that I put out there. And believe me, I am not saying this to brag. I put this here to let you know that there's a little proof behind the pudding, that I do know that what I'm talking about and the things that I do teach people to do actually does work. I don't do it to brag. I do it because I want other people who are amazing to start to see these results. So again, if you found value in today's content or think somebody else might find this content valuable, then click the share button. Get this out to more people. It helps a small business owner grow. It helps you by adding value to your friends that might be interested in the algorithm and how it works. And if you have a friend that you really want to see this, click the share button and click send in Messenger and let them know that there's some good content they don't want to miss out on. Barbara Dewey, what's up? You're just hopping on to the end of this live. I spit some serious knowledge over the last 26 minutes. I don't think I've talked 26 minutes straight by myself in quite some time, but I'm going to put in the comments a breakdown of each of these sections that I'm talking about. That way people can go back and watch what's important to them. But there was some amazing content today. I have enjoyed everybody that hopped on live or in the replay. If there's anything I want to tell you today is you have the ability to be a bigger person than you are right now in your head. There is space for everybody to grow and excel and achieve. And I believe video is the #1 way to start building your brand and start being seen and heard by more people. And why do I like live video? Well, it's cheaper. It's considerably cheaper because if you're doing it on your own, guess what? It's free. It's free, people. You can do it tomorrow. You can do it now. You can start building brand now. But if you're afraid and you can't seem to get over the hump, you don't have strategy, or you find yourself every week thinking about what to talk about, who to talk to, what the topic should be, then you seriously need to reach out to me because I've got packages that are made to help you get over that hump, and I will actually sit beside you. Or if we don't live close together, we'll schedule a remote interview and I will help you through the live process and teach you everything you need to know so that after about 8 weeks, guess what? You're growing. You're finally starting to get over those fears, and 2020 is going to be the year that you are going to rock it, because the most meaningful thing to me in life is to believe in somebody else before they believe in themselves. So give me that opportunity. That's what I'm here to do. So again, my name is Danny Kalala. I'm a Facebook Live video marketing expert, coach, and consultant. I'm also your personal video trainer, which means I'll make sure you get video done quite frequently. So thanks for everybody for hopping on today. I've enjoyed spending some time with you and look forward to teaching you some more stuff in the future. Bye-bye.